Welcome everybody to a review of the latest Radiance films release, and that is 1976's Yakuza Graveyard. So this is directed by Kinji Fukasaku, who also did the likes of Cops vs. Thugs, which is still my favourite film from him. But yeah, I've seen 6 films now in total from him, and yeah, this is another really rather good effort. So yeah, clocks in at 97 minutes long. Stars Tetsuya Watari, who was also in the likes of Brother and Outlaw Gangster VIP. Two other kind of similar efforts, although decades apart, especially in terms of Brother. And it also stars Hideo Murata, who is in the likes of Street Mobster and Doberman Cop, both of which were also directed by Fukasaku, as well as Violent Streets, which is a recent Eureka release. And yeah, it's about a police investigator who cracks down on Yakuza business. However, once he realises the police are in negotiations with certain factions, he sides with his own syndicate of choice. Now, even though it's not my favourite of the films I've seen from Fukasaku, like I said, I certainly slightly prefer Cops vs. Thugs. It is at least thanks to a superb lead performance from Watari, whose character is on a self-inflicted destructive path. It is ultimately him and his character arc that at least makes this an engrossing film, and yeah, he definitely elevates any of the lesser elements really rather well. The rest of the cast is also really rather good. It is well paced, the violence is well crafted, the score is solid. The cinematography, when it comes to the violence, is shot in a rough and frenetic manner, which lends it some realism. And the character interactions are handled nicely, especially when you're dealing with all of the negotiations between factions and the planning of going on the warpath and the like. It's all really rather well done. So yeah, this isn't the first of the films that I've seen or bought from Fukasaku, as Arrow Video releases really rather nice box set. But yeah, it's really nice to see that his films have wide appeal, because Arrow Video do their own kind of things, and yet Radiance Films, who are also doing their own kind of thing, are really are into his films as well. So it's nice to see they've got wide appeal, and that's the rear of the new artwork that is being used. So yeah, you also get the little slip that goes over the front of the artwork. Still amazes me that Radiance Films themselves admitted that this is something that they fully expected people to just screw up and put in the bin. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to do that because it fits nicely inside the case itself. And you also get a 32-page booklet, again with shots from the film, which is nicely done. And yeah, got a couple of write-ups. You got the cast and crew. Then you got Zenichi Koreans in Japanese Yakuza films by Mika Ko from 2022. Then you got Could Rise Still Fall from the Screen from 1976 by Kazui Kishara. And you got Kinji Fukasaku's Boundary Crossing, an attempt to decipher Yakuza Graveyard, also from 1976 by Masao Matsuda. And yeah, you also got transfer notes and credits. So yeah, it was transferred in high definition by Toei themselves and supplied by Radiance Films as a high definition digital master. So yeah, and the transfer looks really rather nice. It doesn't look like quite frankly, a near 50-year-old film, quite frankly. And yeah, the disc itself is nicely done. And yeah, you get the reversible artwork as well, which again is always a nice addition to any release, quite frankly, because it gives you the option to choose which one you want. So yeah, and on the disc itself, it's got an appreciation by Kazui Shirasari. I can't say names. I'm sorry. But basically, yeah, that costs 15 minutes from 2022. Then you got The Rage and the Passion, a visual essay by critic Tom Mez on Maiko Kaiji and Kinji Fukasaku's collaborations, also from 2022, and that clocks in at 12 minutes. Then you got gallery of promotional imagery, an Easter egg, trailer, newly improved English subtitle translation, and yeah, the reversible sleeve and the limited edition booklet that you've seen there. So yeah, it's another solid effort from Fukasaku, quite frankly, who, yeah, I've not hated any of his films, quite frankly, although it's definitely his Yakuza films where he's kind of been a highlight, although he did have half the directorial credits to Tora, with him doing the Japanese side of things, and the Western side of things was done by a Western director. He also did a film called The Green Slime, which is a really rather weird sci-fi film. But yeah, definitely when it comes to his Yakuza films, he's knocking it out of the park. So with this, and then with the 3 that Arrow Video released here, which, yeah, Doberman Cops vs. Thugs and Street Mobster, also all really rather solid efforts. So yeah, hopefully more of his films will get a Blu-ray release from any of the boutique labels. I'm not really fussed which. But yeah, it's nice to see that Radiance Films are still knocking it out of the park with their releases. I've not bought everything from them, granted, because not every film is necessarily going to interest me. But I do have, I did buy their half-year subscription bundle, which lasts from June to December, and the stuff they've already announced is already exciting me, especially the 2 box sets and a couple of the single releases as well. So yeah, plenty more to come from them. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this film if you've seen it. But if you haven't, I do highly recommend it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.